We're back. Look what I'm doing. Yay!
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
She's starting off the New Year correctly.
Yes. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh my God, that was pretty hard.
Very similar to our last podcast, we have an audience again.
Yes.
And
it's growing by humans and dogs.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We have an extra dog
Me too.
compared to the last one. So how's everybody doing?
I'm doing great.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Do you have
New Year.
any New Year resolutions?
I kind of do, but it doesn't make sense. Instead of, when I talk to somebody, usually with the two of you, I say, well, what are you reading?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to ask that to more people instead. You're like, oh, what are you reading? And then it'll probably throw them off. But I need to know what people are reading now.
So who are you going to ask?
I have nobody to ask.
Ah.
Just ask anybody.
I'll go around the store when I go grocery shopping and say, hey, what are you reading?
Well, I do something. So I you know how I answer the phone now you'll appreciate this because of Elf. Now, just because I'm working at home a lot now, I go, hi, what's your favorite color? And do you really? And 9 times out of 10 people respond first.
I like that.
Oh, that's cute.
It just
That's
throws
really cute.
people
Maybe
off,
I'll
yeah.
do that this
Yeah.
week
What's
coming
your
up every
favorite-
time
So
I
what
answer
is
the
your
phone.
favorite color?
My favorite color is green.
It's my favorite color too.
No, it's
green
mine.
and yellow. I
Oh,
love
I love
green
yellow,
and
yeah.
I love yellow.
Yeah, but I love this shade of green, so I am like
Yeah.
a magnet in the store. If this is in the store anywhere, whatever it is,
Yeah.
I'm like, right
Me
there,
too.
and I go grab
The
it.
last podcast I wore a green sweater.
I know.
And I actually, the first time I ordered it, because it's a big slouchy sweater, and they said order it, I said, I'm going to order it a size down. And you know me, I wear everything big because I don't like anything touching me. So I ordered a size medium, figuring, and I look like a little girl in like this big man sweater, so I switched it for a size small, and I ordered the wrong shade of green. I returned the forest green, and I got like a cream green, which isn't as nice, but I said I'm not going to return it again.
I'm particular with the greens that I
Yeah,
like.
me too.
Yeah.
I am too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your favorite color?
I don't know.
Really?
What? I don't know if I guess blue, even though I'm wearing blue. I like blue, a lot
I
of
like blue too.
I like blue.
Okay.
But, it's funny because I was reading in the New York Times and it actually had Oxford's 2022 Word of the Year. And I found this very interesting.
Oh, I think I know it.
What is it?
Is it gaslighting?
No, that's Merriam-Webster.
Oh,
That's
okay,
Merriam-Webster. This one is called, I don't know if anybody in our audience has ever heard this, and it's more than one word. It's called goblin mode. Has anyone heard that?
No.
I never
No.
heard that.
Is it, what, I think I read about it. I had never heard of it. Does
Right.
it mean like being mean to people?
Uh,
Like you going off on people?
Did you read my notes?
No, I didn't, but I remember reading about it because I'm always on dictionary.com, so I read all
Well, it's
these
a
things.
slang term meaning a type of behavior which is unapologetically self-indulgent, lazy, slovenly, or greedy
Wow.
in a way that rejects social norms. You think dirty sweatpants, a messy home, piles of junk food, and an overall attitude of not caring what anyone thinks of you.
Oh, wow.
And that's goblin mode,
Oh, okay.
which is so weird.
I
'cause
don't think so. I don't agree with the last part of it.
Well, I didn't make it up.
No, but I mean, like the first part, be like, okay, you can not care what everybody thinks of you, but you may not be lazy.
Right,
Slovenly.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, you could just be mean. Like I thought of it as, you're in goblin mode. That means like you're criticizing people and, like
Yeah,
being
that's
mean,
true.
downright
That's
mean.
Right.
But you were right about Merriam-Webster's word is gaslight.
I heard that.
Yeah. And that's because of the whole, Trump thing, like all these people got gaslighted. So how they do it, they explained, is that they see how many times they see this word being used throughout the year in different articles and in
Right.
Google. And then Oxford's word of the year was woman.
No, that's dictionary.com.
That was dictionary.com's
Okay.
word of the year.
Shame
was
on you, Oxford.
woman. And that's because the reversal of Roe v. Wade
Yeah.
and, you know, all the women who are coming into power now. And
Right.
so it depends on how many times they find that word in use on the internet. That's how they do it.
That's pretty
So.
interesting. Well, I can't believe it's gonna be 2023. It just,
Yeah.
I mean, it's so cliche, but
Besides the new, what you had asked about, what were you? What one? New resolutions. Oh my God! What do you have any traditions that you do?
for the new year,
Like one thing that we do, or at least we do towards going into end of New Year, what we do all year long, we take an empty jar, and then all year long we write on like little Post-its, like fun things or good
Oh, I
things or
like
memories that we
that.
want to remember.
Oh, that's nice.
And then we put it in the jar, and then on New Year's Eve, we just, because we stay home, you know, we
Right,
read the
right.
board games, we, you know,
Yeah.
that's fun.
we drink, and, you know, we watch the ball drop, and then we'll sit around and we'll open up these memories that you kind of forgot, you know, all year
Yeah.
long.
Oh, that's such a
So
nice
we do
idea.
that,
Yeah.
yeah. How
Yeah.
about you guys? You do anything like that? Or is
No.
a tradition that you have to
No,
do?
well, actually, years ago, thank goodness we haven't done it in ages, but, what's it called when we predict who's gonna die?
Oh,
Definitely.
oh.
Death pool.
Yeah.
Death pool.
That's a little bit
I
different.
had never heard of that until
Yeah.
I met you. That's kind of morbid.
Yeah, and the last 3 or 4 years we haven't done it, which I'm just as glad because it can.
Do you want to do it now?
No, because as I get
No.
older, it's too
I
depressing.
know, really, it could be one of those.
Yeah. Well, it's usually celebrities. You do it for a celebrity or whatever. But yeah, I know I haven't done it. But as a kid, what we did with my parents, it was for New Year's Day. They had a neighbor who always had people in, and it was like an all-day thing for oyster stew.
Oh,
They
okay.
made oyster stew, which is up there, which is so we're upstate New York, which is near the Canadian border, and it was basically milk and butter and little oysters, and that was it.
Yeah.
But
You're not supposed to eat oysters
Yeah,
in a
and-
month that ends in R.
yeah.
And where the hell did they get the oysters
I
from?
know. Well, it
in
was
Cherubusco.
It was January 1st, so.
Oh,
Oh, well, that's an R.
January. No, why? That ends in
Why?
Y.
Yeah, but it's A-R-Y.
No, if it ends in
Oh,
R.
I know. I thought it was if there's an R in the
No,
month.
I think
Because
it
that
ends
is for
in-
the pruning of the trees.
Oh, no,
A
there,
month
if it
with
ends,
an R.
for oysters, I think it's if a month ends in R, you're not supposed
Oh,
to have
okay.
oysters.
Does anybody
Oh,
know
okay.
any of, is this anything anyone's ever
I'm
heard
not
of?
eating oysters.
They're all ignorant of oysters.
Actually,
Missing
Corey,
out.
my daughter who just left, she loves oysters.
I love oysters.
She went out to
too.
get some oysters.
Oh, I love that. With some horseradish.
had great ones.
But I think, you know, so much
Yeah.
time has passed. I think we need
Connecticut.
to,
Oh.
we need to do the wine.
Yes.
I'm just.
So you're not going to ask me about my New Year's traditions?
Oh,
I
I
don't
wanna know
count.
about your
No,
New-
it's too late now. Pour the wine. It's too freaking late. I know now that you don't care. So pour the wine. I'm going to get drunk.
Going to?
So how about that Donald Trump trading card?
No, seriously, I'm sorry.
No, I'm not telling you now. That's it next year. Pour the wine.
Ooh.
What are we
Wow, okay.
Goblin mode.
Okay, all right. So tonight we are having another one with the word ranch in it. Was
Oh,
it?
wow. Yeah, mine
Yeah.
last week
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
ranch.
Rockland Ranch.
Oh, I like the name.
I
Like
thought-
Rocking Horse
Right,
Ranch.
and I
Rocking Horse Ranch.
That's
Love
Judy
it.
loves it. So this is a Pinot Noir, and it's ripe cherries, vibrant plums. It's got a lingering finish. So let's
I
see.
want to know who writes these descriptions. They're very
I know.
I know.
suggestive. I'll leave
Brine
it at
on the olive brine on the entry.
I know.
That was I said I never read that
that.
before.
I was just gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Andrew, would you like to try?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Oh, I'll get a glass.
Okay. And we need another bottle because
Another bottle.
I have it open.
Oh, you have two of the same. Okay.
Yeah, I
Then
purposely
you might
did.
as well empty this one into mine.
It smells so good. And
Say nothing, Nikki.
So everybody else got already?
oh, God.
Got.
And we have to toast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, since you didn't ask Peggy for her tradition, we should let Peggy do the toast.
Oh, give it to Andrew,
Oh, I
please.
like that.
Okay, Peggy, you're gonna
What?
lead the toast today.
Oh, I am.
Oh, we have somebody instead.
We have this.
The kitchen help.
That's right.
kitchen.
The peasant from the kitchen.
The how?
Oh my gosh,
it's a
it's
free.
close.
This is a free for all. This is our 17th podcast, and it's a free for all.
It is a free for all
But
because
okay,
we were
what-
drinking before this podcast.
That's so unusual.
Do you want
Speak for
some
yourself.
instant what?
No, it's a 7. I screwed up the last time.
Yeah,
so
she made a mistake
I
the
made the
last
last
time.
one,
But
but
thank
thank
you
you.
for your assistance,
we have
Jason.
we have a director on site.
Yes.
No, we're fine. We're getting big because now we have
Okay.
a director.
All right, well, since it's New Year,
Right.
I will toast to wishing everybody a grand time in 2023.
Yes.
Let's hope that the Republicans don't get any power.
Right.
Let's hope that we all have our health.
Yes.
Let's
Yes, here,
all-
here.
Yes,
Sure.
and happiness.
Happiness
and peace.
and happy birthday.
Happy New Year.
Cheers,
everybody.
My sister Connie's birthday.
Happy birthday, Connie.
Yep, December 31st.
Oh, and Peter's birthday is December 30th, my son-in-law.
So, okay,
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Ta-da.
Thank you. And what's your tradition?
Next year, I will tell you.
What, a belated happy 50th to my sister-in-law Neve,
Oh,
me and my father-in-law, and my niece Roisin.
Very light.
Birthday.
It's very light.
Yeah, it's light. It's a Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
What's the price point on this?
This is
Too light.
$15.
Yeah.
like the other one more.
Feels as though water has been.
Well, that's not a good sign because we don't like our wine watered down.
No, but Pinot Noirs
It
historically
doesn't
are
have a
very
lot
light.
of, yeah, but it doesn't
Yeah.
have a lot of flavor. It can be
Right.
light and still have the flavor and not the body.
Right.
But this is, I think it's too light.
I agree.
I mean, I'll drink it, of course. But I like the Cabernet that we had had.
But
Yeah.
we tend to like more full body.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no, I do like a Pinot Noir, but this
Yeah.
one is
Yeah.
lighter than,
Yeah.
than expected. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is from
California.
yeah,
Did you like my broken glasses?
Monterey in California, and so how many stars are we? Or how many wildflowers are we giving it?
I'm gonna give this
Three.
a 3.
Three.
3 wildflowers.
You know what? I just took my second sip and I tasted it.
Tasted what?
On the back of my tongue, I could taste the wine now. The first sip, I did not taste it. Did you take a second sip?
Yes, I
You
did.
did 3?
I took
Did a
like
3.
5. No, but it's still too light for my tasting.
Hmm.
Kitchen help. What do you think of the wine?
Light.
Light.
Yeah, I was giving
Not
it
enough
3.5.
flavors.
3.5.
What do you think?
Wildflowers.
3. I give it a 3
Wow,
wildflowers.
that's the first time we ever did a half wild.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's
it's
a
the
new
first
year.
She's
She's a rebel.
That's
about
what
you?
I
What
do
are you
every
giving
New
it?
Year's. I give a half an extra wildflower to everything. That's what I do. That's a tradition in my family.
Just because I forgot to ask.
It's okay. I'm forgettable. I know.
No, never. You're never forgettable.
What are you rating this wine, Carol?
I will rate this 3.
Yeah.
All right.
A 3. Yeah. I mean, I'm drinking it, so.
I would have no doubt.
Yeah. So.
So what do we have over there? That book looks
Oh,
very
okay.
intriguing.
Okay.
All right. So I read this about a month ago. I guess I
What's it
finished
called?
It's called Ghost Eaters. It is a horror book. I do
Oh,
love my
shit.
horror.
Oh, I don't know
I
about
do.
that then.
Well, to me, I did like the book, but it wasn't horrible enough for me. It was, but it was
Really?
I was a little disappointed in it because the book has a very interesting premise. And I said, oh my God, that's fascinating. This author was actually at Theodore's Books.
Oh.
And my daughter Jessica and I wanted to go, and we both forgot about it that
That's
night.
right.
But my daughter read the book before I did, and then she said, oh, it was really good, you would like it. So I went and I bought the book at Theodore's Books
And
on
who's the
Audrey
author?
Avenue. His name is Clay McLeod Chapman. He does have some other books. He writes, I think, comic books and children's books, and he has a lot of books. I've never read any of the other ones. He writes graphic novels also. So the premise of the book is that these people, this guy Silas and his friend Tobias, there's a whole group of friends, and he discovers a mushroom. It's like, you know, like psilocybin, but it's not.
Wait, what is that?
Like
Magic.
magic mushrooms,
Oh,
like
oh,
LSD.
Okay.
And she's so innocent, isn't she?
You're just saying the words, right?
But they find out that taking this drug, you can see ghosts.
Oh.
So I said, oh
that's
my
interesting.
God, I said, that's, you know, and
Yeah.
like you can interact with them.
Oh, wow.
So it turns out that this guy Silas, who discovers all this, he's a junkie. And he's in this relationship with this young girl, and it's her ex-boyfriend, but she's still in love with him. And you could say that she was addicted to him. That no matter what, like she's always helping him out. She's always helping him escape from rehab. She's always bailing him out of jail. She's, he comes and he lives with her because he can't pay his rent, and he's a real burden on her. And she decides that she can't take it anymore, and she throws him out of her house and just says, I can't do this anymore. You're destroying my life. I'm not moving on, and you need to get out. I don't care where you go, but just get the fuck out of my house and leave me alone. Then he kills himself.
Oh.
So now she feels so responsible for it, and that's when she finds out about this drug that she could take.
Oh,
Because their
that's
mutual
interesting.
friend Tobias has the drugs. He's manufacturing them, and he makes it into a pill. And so the buzzword in this book is, do you want to get haunted? And that's how they promote this drug. And a lot of people start taking it, and they'll just say,
that's
want to
so
get
interesting.
haunted?
Gotcha.
So they end up in this abandoned house. It was a development that was being built, and then the developers ran out of money, and they just left these houses that weren't finished. And nobody's ever around there. It's like in the middle of nowhere. And they go there and they set up this thing, and they invite people to come, word of mouth. They come to do these seances and take this drug, and they're all people who have lost someone, and they want to communicate with them.
Interesting.
So the thing about the book is that, and I know you're going to criticize me for this, they were all a bunch of goddamn assholes. I'm sorry. I couldn't take it anymore. It's like people who keep on making the same mistake over and over and over again. And Carol thinks I'm crazy for this, but when I read a book, I can't tolerate it.
I know.
I'm a little bit of a control freak, I guess.
Wait, time out.
You've heard it here. Cut tape.
Yeah.
I could have dealt with it if it was more scary. Then,
Right.
more fantastical.
Right.
More like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. And
But then you so often say that wouldn't happen. It's too unbelievable.
Right.
well, not if I'm reading a horror book or a science fiction book
So
or
were
a
you
fantasy
expecting something
book.
like Stephen King?
I thought it would be more scary, like with the ghosts, and parts of it were very scary. But I'm not saying I didn't like it. I guess I would give this, I wouldn't give it a 5. I did, read, I had to find out what was going to happen. I hated the ending,
Oh.
and I did hate the ending, and but some parts of it, like leading up to the end, I said, okay, this is good. I like this part, but so I guess on a scale of 1 to 5 wildflowers, I would give it a 4.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
okay.
Oh,
I
that's not
can't-
bad.
That's not
No, not yeah. I'm not saying I hated it.
Right, right.
I get frustrated sometimes at the decisions that people make,
She does.
and I can't help it.
But they wouldn't be books, though. See, that's the thing. She goes, well, they should have done this, and
I
go,
know.
then you
Yeah.
wouldn't have a story.
But
I-
there were parts of it too. Like there was one thing that happened that was totally unexpected, that I said, "That's what I'm looking for."
Okay, 2 questions. Do you see this as a movie?
I think
yeah,
this
it
would
sounds
make
like it
a
would
this
be a
would
good
make a
movie.
good movie. It would make
Yeah.
a good movie.
Second question, and this is for the both of you. Would you take one of those drugs if you thought you could see ghosts?
I don't need
After
to.
reading this book, no way, because things go awry. It's
Really?
yeah, it's like these people. It's not a very good experience.
Oh, really?
It's like these people. Like once you take the drug,
That's what I wanted to ask.
it's like, all right. So she took the drug, and you think, all right, now I'm not, on the drug anymore. Like it wore off. But you're always going to see these ghosts.
Oh,
And these are ghosts that they didn't die in a place that was home, because according to this story, most people die, like if you die in your home, that's where you want to be, so you're haunting that home. People don't know that you're there, but you're happy there, that's
Right.
where you were.
Right.
They don't really talk about anybody going to heaven or hell in this
Right,
book.
right,
It's kind of like where you die, that's where you are. So if you died out on the street, like she'd be walking down the street and there's all these people who are in accidents and, or people who want a home. They want to come into your house so that
Right.
they can have a place
Oh, wow.
to settle. So I could recommend it, if you like horror. And
That
he's
doesn't
a
really
good
sound
writer.
like horror though. That sounds more like almost like
Well, a
kind
lot of it.
paranormal, or
Yeah, it is considered horror,
okay.
but it's a lot of it is about addiction, and that's really what this book is about.
Oh.
It's about addiction. Like Silas was a drug addict, and then they all got addicted to Ghost, which was the name
Wow.
of the drug.
Oh,
They
okay.
all got addicted to it, and it destroyed their lives.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
yeah.
That's
So
So
anyway.
in a way, it's promoting addiction.
No.
No, not promoting addiction. It's really saying you don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Cautionary
You
tale.
know, it's because they
Cautionary
all,
tale.
yeah, exactly, because it didn't, it didn't work out well for anybody,
It reminds me a little bit of the scene. Remember the Harry Potter series in the books and the movie where he goes in the mirror and he gets
Yes,
see
his parents are there,
and then you get addicted. They couldn't have him be in the mirror or anybody looking
Right.
in the mirror too long because
Yeah.
you get addicted
Yeah.
to
Oh, I
that.
hate mirrors at
Yeah.
night. I hate mirrors in the dark. Like when I
Bloody
get up
Mary,
and
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
oh my God, that's horrible. Oh, that's interesting. I
Yeah.
want to read it.
Yeah, so anyways, Ghost Eaters, Clay McLeod Chapman, he's written other books. One of them is called, I think they made a series on Netflix out of it called, the book was called The Returns, and I think it's called Revenant.
Oh, yeah.
I think that,
I've seen
yeah.
that.
yeah, I'm pretty
Oh, he
sure.
autographed it for you.
And he autographed it for me, and it said, he did this because I picked it up after the event. Psst, want to get haunted?
That's
So-
great. That's great.
So anyway,
good
that's it.
review.
Yeah.
That's very
So
So-
how do you want to work this? Should we?
Well, we'll take a break because we want to spend some more time. So you're the topic of this week. What
You're
is
the
it?
topic?
I'm
Or you picked
Yes,
the
yeah,
topic?
yeah,
We're going to talk about Judy?
Let's talk about Judy.
bring it on.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm going to talk about a topic. It's called Medicine Bag, and I was reminding of this topic while also reading a book, that I revisit over the years. So we'll talk about that when we
Okay.
get back.
All
Okay,
right.
we'll see you in a little bit. While we're
So-
drinking our wine.
I think somebody else should turn off the goddamn camera.
You
once in a
don't
while.
want me turning off this camera. On.
Oh, hello! We're back! Yes, we
All
are.
right. Well, okay, Peggy, here I'm leading this topic now. I was about, medicine bags. Okay. Now, I don't mean medicine bag by what like a traditional, like Western doctor talks about.
Right.
I'm thinking more of the Native American sense of a medicine bag.
Okay.
And I was thinking about this topic as I was reviewing a book, which I've had for a long time. The book is called Listen to the Drum by Black Wolf Jones. He's written a bunch of books, and I've talked about his books before on here. And the concept of a medicine bag, first, do you know what it is before I brought this topic
I
up?
thought I did, but I don't think I do.
Did you
I know what it is because then I've read about it.
Okay.
And I had heard about it before, and then after you said that's what you were going to do, I did a little bit of research on it.
All right, we have an audience here, so I just there's a picture of what a traditional medicine bag looks like. And it's usually made out of some sort of animal skin, like leather or, some sort of hide. And it's something that culturally Native Americans would carry around with them, and it's usually filled with things that is important for them, things not only to heal the body but to heal their mind and to heal their soul, and that you take upon your journey with you, and what you would rely upon in times of need, whether it be physical need, whether it be emotional or a need of the soul, to just kind of get you through your journey or your tough spot at the time. And I'm just going to read a couple of sentences. He sums it up better than I do. It says, your medicine bag may contain the items that best represent the you on this journey to self. They are items that represent who you really are, what you really are connected to, your primary essence. They are items that help you on the path to disciplining yourself. They are items that encourage you to be you. They are items that you now can give to others. They are the gifts of yourself. And so they can change, depending on what you are and who you are and where you are on your journey. And as I was reading this book, I said, I peruse this book often. It's very dog-eared for me. I thought it would be a good topic to think, what if we were to assemble a medicine bag, what would be in our medicine bags along that journey? And so you took the challenge. Carol didn't, and
I didn't really take the challenge.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really take the challenge because I really, there was a lot going on in my life lately, so I've been, but I did read about it, and I want to make a medicine bag. And I was reading about what a medicine bag would be comprised of. So it said Native American tradition. Each bag contains an item from the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, the mineral kingdom, and the human world, such as like a flower or a feather or a stone and a key. So my medicine bag is like stuff like I can't be without. So this here, I used to carry I don't like big pocketbooks, and I used to carry a regular one where I could put more stuff in it.
Right.
And then when I went to Panama, I saw this little bag, and this is like my bag now. If it doesn't fit in the air,
like this. That looks a lot like this.
It doesn't have tassels.
No.
And it was made by indigenous people in Panama.
Yeah.
It's very traditional.
And So this is one of the things that I used to carry all the time with me. In this little bag here.
Aww.
This is
The peyote?
No, it's the heroin. This belonged to my sister. After my sister Eileen passed away, I went to her house, and my brother-in-law asked me to clean out her stuff from the bedroom, and I found this in her drawer, and it was just this stone, and I know that my brother Kevin gave her Reiki stones, and that's what I always thought this was. But I just recently used Google Lens, and this is an Erie stone from Lake Erie.
Oh.
And I don't know why she would have it, but she had it in her drawer. This little bag was from a ring that she gave me years and years and years ago.
Oh.
She lived in Asia. And so I took this little stone out of her drawer, and I always kept it. And since 2001, I've been carrying this with me.
And that's perfect to have. It's usually you do have some sort of a stone object.
So I'm gonna,
I love that.
it will fit in here. I don't know why I thought I can't
amazing.
carry it around.
That's great.
But
Amazing.
yeah, and it's like medicine to me. It's a
Yes.
remembrance of my sister. I was very close to her. She was like the best of us.
Yeah.
And but my other medicine is like just stupid stuff that I can't be
But
without.
it's not stupid if it's
I am
medicine.
addicted to lip balm.
I am too.
I am addicted to it. I cannot go anywhere without it. I went somewhere last week and I had taken this out of here and I didn't put it back. And I was in a panic in my car looking in the glove box. There's gotta be a lip balm here
I
somewhere.
understand that.
And I'm also addicted to hand lotion. So
Do you have a comb
Can
in
I
there?
smell that?
I used to have my
Or your
portable brush,
Yes.
but I just recently took it out because it was ripping my back.
Fun story about this brush. We went to your where's your Anya and Jason's wedding? Your
Yeah.
wedding, and I left my brush because it was a destination wedding, and I left my brush at home. So Peggy's like, I'll lend you my brush. But then you hounded me, like, after, don't forget my brush, don't leave my brush behind.
It was
don't
not a regular brush. It's a brush.
Is
It's
it one of those
the
that
folding
folds?
up kind. It's only that big and it'll fit in your pocket.
Now, obviously, that was when my hair was still very long, you know. Now I'm
And that's the only brush that I brought with me. And I had to brush my hair too. So we were like going back, and we weren't even near each other, our rooms.
No, we weren't. We were bringing this little brush back in there.
But I have so many things at home that, you know, those things that you can't give up
Yes.
no matter what because they were part of your life. And one of them may sound ludicrous to everybody, but it's, you know the alligator clips that you use?
Mhm.
Well, it was mine from when I was in my early 20s. I used it as a roach clip. So it's still like all burnt at the end. But I still have it, and I will never get rid of my roach clip, even though I don't even use it anymore. And I have these shells that look like, I don't even know if they're considered shells. I got them when I was in Aruba. I found them. They look like fingers. And I have 3 of them. And
Oh.
they actually look like fingers.
They're beautiful colours.
Yo, these are just white. And they look
Oh.
like fingers and they have little holes in them. And like and real starfish too. Like
Nice.
white starfish. And
Wow.
Well, I thought this was really fun, and I'd read this passage all the time, read this it's a whole chapter in this book, I listened to the jungle called Medicine Bag, and I said, in preparation for today, I said, I'd like to do this, and
Yeah.
actually, so I actually found a bag. It's not made out of animal hide, but this bag was given to me by my Aunt Jean, probably when I was about 13 or 14
oh,
years
so
old.
it's so
Oh.
special.
And it's, you probably can't see, but it's dark green, which green is my favorite color. And I remember thinking, this is probably the best gift. And I hope I told her that, because it reminds me of something, I know it sounds so nerdy, of like Little House on the Prairie, like where an old time event. And
The
I was like,
old-fashioned pocketbook.
right, and I was like,
Yes.
she really gets me, you know. And
Yeah.
so I've carried this bag with me forever, and I've moved so much
Yeah.
over my life, but it's a little, you know, bag, and it was like really the best gift. So I said, this has to be my medicine bag, because it has
Yeah.
the meaning. And
Right.
So I had a lot of fun assembling, and I just kind of want to share. I have my stone. Now, here, you could see, you want to read what it says?
Okay. Thanks. I
No,
feel.
no.
Oh. No.
Sorry,
Oh.
sorry.
Oh. Okay.
Please turn me
Oh,
over.
please turn me over. Okay.
Thanks, I feel better.
Like I got that when I was very little, and
Yeah.
it took me, like small when it took me so long to get the joke. But this kind of reminds me to have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And once I finally got the joke, I mean, I was probably like 6, maybe, you know,
Yeah.
and then I thought it was the funniest thing in the whole world. And I paid 10 cents for this at, like, you know,
I love that.
and I just said, you know, this, I kept
Yeah.
it with me. Love it.
I have to
Yeah.
tell you something. I love rocks.
I do too.
I have
Yeah.
rocks too.
I love
and
rocks
I
too.
love them.
My
Me too.
friend collects rocks.
So what else I have in here now? I have some Tootsie Rolls in here. Would you like some Tootsie Rolls?
How old are they?
No, they're brand new. They're brand new. I just bought them yesterday. Tootsie Rolls remind me of my dad. Now my
Yeah.
dad, you know, is that, and so I carry that with me whenever I have Tootsie Rolls. It's my favorite candy now. It reminds me of my dad. So I also have things in here, like I have a heart from my daughter. She wrote, along with this little note, to Mom from Willow, I love you. You know, just when they were, it reminds me of times when they were little. I have a bracelet that my daughter Daphne made, along with this picture of a monkey that she took. She took of a stuffed animal monkey, because that's her personality. She loves that, you know. In here, like I have a little pouch too. And I have a couple of pieces of jewelry in here. This is a cross with a chain. The chain is supposed to be with the cross, but it fell off. This is my husband's cross. And he always wore this when I first met him. And he wore this throughout our courtship and for a lot of the times that we were together. We are together, but I mean, it broke. We got to get it fixed. But so I have that on here. And it came in the pouch that was my mother gave me with these beautiful amethyst earrings, which I wore on my wedding.
Oh.
And she gave me a story about that. She gave me those, she tried to pass them off as if they were given to me by another family member because she wanted to be borrowed. I knew this family member
okay.
would not have given me anything or anything as nice. But that's my mom and her personality. She goes above and beyond and doesn't take the credit. Ever.
Selfless.
She's very selfless. And so it's a nice reminder of that when I have it here. Plus it's of my wedding. I have a candle because for heat, and also in memory of my mom. I'm trying to think of a candle of my mom. And
She has candles
all the time, but also it's good to pay honor. I have some Aussie palala in case I get sick. I have a quarter to pay the ferryman. And I have two.
I think it's gone up.
I always have a coin with me.
Inflation.
And then I have two pictures, which are just a reminder for me of why I am who I am.
Oh my God, I know.
Pass these around.
Yeah. Now these you might be able to see them, but these pictures. What's significant about those pictures is I can remember taking those pictures exactly, and they're very young. There's one of me at a wedding when I'm a flower girl at my aunt's wedding, and another one taken in my home. I remember the exact instance. I couldn't have been more than 7 or 8 in those pictures, and
That's deep.
for the reasons which I'm not going into now, but I was made in those 2 moments for who I am.
Oh.
And I have them up in a place in my house, and so I look and I tell myself, this is who you are now.
Yeah.
And so, in a way, it's very significant. So those will be carried with me. And I just remember, and that's what the healing medicine is.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so that's I had a lot of fun. What I forgot to add, on the way out, I was supposed to grab a piece of my rosemary bush and stick it in here.
Oh,
Which I
okay.
forgot. I always carry rosemary and lavender for luck. But that's how, that would
Yeah.
be my medicine bag if
Yeah.
I were to carry it.
I know, you know what? I have the lavender too. My lavender
Yeah.
plant died. Remember I told you that it died?
I'm a
But I
lavender
took what was
whisperer.
left and I just
Oh.
have it on top of a butterfly stone on a table. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
If you want,
We both-
I'll give you a cutting of it. I have
Oh,
great
yes,
lavender.
I would. I love
I love
lavender.
lavender. Yeah.
And Carol,
I
do you have lavender?
No, I
What was
have,
your? I'm
no,
sorry.
Rosemary?
I have some in mine.
when you said medicine bag, I had no idea that this is, because I did not take the time to research. I've had a crazy week as well. But I really thought it was like medicine, like, like echinacea, because
Bandages and, yeah.
stuff like that, first aid kit, that kind of
But
thing.
does this stem back from when you know the Indians on their waist? They would always have
That's
a
it,
leather.
yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, and in
Okay.
that bag they usually would carry, from my understanding, is
All
herbs,
the things
you know,
you've said.
and then or things that they need to, like, on their journey, like, to get them through a tough time,
Right.
whether it be a
Yes.
stone or a piece of jewelry or something.
So this
Yes.
originated from that.
This
yeah,
definitely
for the
originated
true
from
Indians.
that.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
originated
Okay.
actually 10,000 years ago.
Well, I'm sure it did,
Yeah.
but I learned about it more in depth from this book. He's Ojibwe Native American, and he has a whole chapter dedicated to that topic, and just encourages people to make their own medicine bags, or at least contemplate what would be in your bag.
Yeah.
And it really was actually very life-changing, just to kind of go
Yeah.
through the process, to think about what you really, around all the stuff we accumulate in our life, what in your time of need, whether it be physical need or emotional or
Or
spiritual, what would get you through the time that you're experiencing that you could maybe fit in this bag,
Well, it wasn't a medicine bag, but something that Anya got for Jason for their wedding really touched my siblings and myself. And it wasn't in a bag, but it was on a piece of jewelry, a picture of my mom and dad, and Dakota, his dog. And we just...
who
it
had
was-
passed away.
Who had passed
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
And it was the most precious
Yeah.
gift, and he wore it. And when Carl saw it, he just blubbered because
Yeah.
it was such an honor
Yes.
to and it's not a medicine bag, but when you're talking about your stuff,
It's
It
a
is a
form.
medicine
It's
bag.
a form of
Yeah.
it. I don't think
But
there's a right
you
or
think
wrong way
the
to have it.
medicine is to do with your past, of how you were upbringing
Yeah,
and family
sure.
or certain connections that make you whom you are today.
Sure, it's what you
Absolutely.
carry with you.
Right.
Because it made me think back to when I was a little girl. I was raised in a Catholic church, and I always wore a miraculous medal. And I would never go anywhere
Yeah.
without that miraculous medal on.
Scapula.
And also, back then, you always had your skate key with you. Because I was at the age where...
Time out. Does anybody know what a skate key is?
I do.
Yes.
No.
Well, skates, roller skates,
Yeah.
street skates used to clamp on your shoes, and you had a key to tighten them on your shoes. And every kid, I grew up in Brooklyn, everybody lived on roller skates.
Yeah.
Everybody always had their skate key hanging around their neck, and you used it also to play potsy.
Right.
You know.
You know the words. I've got a brand new pair
Pair
of
of
roller skates.
you got a brand new key. And I said, well, that was kind of like our medicine
Yes.
bag back then, the
Yeah.
Brooklyn form
Well, that's
of
why
it.
it will
And
change.
Yeah.
It will change over time, and it's nice to see how it would change. Things you might need, things you will add to it, things you
Yeah.
might no longer need to get you
yeah.
through it.
Now, do you
Yeah.
carry that with you? Well, I know
No.
you have that with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
This I just assembled today. Like I've had these things all over there. But all of these things, I mean the Tootsie Rolls come and go, but all of these
Yeah.
things have been very near me, and that's all I had to do was look around. Like I have the pictures up on a mirror in my room. The stone is on my
Right.
desk where I work. This is in my bedroom usually, and so when I was really thinking, it was easier than I thought to assemble it.
Yeah.
Well, I want you to know that this was sitting here, and I forgot to give it to you. But this is from Griselda, our hair
Oh, it's
designer.
a book.
And she has one for you, but she couldn't find
Thank you,
it.
Griselda.
And so she's gonna, no, seriously.
But look, it's in the chakra colors.
Oh, okay.
And see, that's one thing I wanted to mention. I'm sorry, with the
No,
medicine
no.
bag, is it encompasses. It's supposed to encompass anything, taking care of your whole body, which I think a lot of Western medicine gets. And we're going to talk about that in another topic.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
doesn't get right. We treat the physical, but we don't treat the mind. We don't treat
Like
the
Deepak
spirit.
Chopra.
Right, exactly. And so it's really supposed to draw energy to treat not just your body or your mind
Right.
or your spirit, but to treat the whole package. And I think if we did more of that,
Yeah.
I said we might be a better society for it. And that's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny that it reminded me when you gave chakra, because that's what the chakra, you balance your
Healing
chakras.
of the mind.
Yes, and
Yeah.
body. That's what
I
it is,
think
yeah.
communing with nature does that. I think that's a
Mhm.
big thing. Like just going for a walk, like going down on the beach, and it makes you feel healthier, and mentally it just
So
soothes
that
you, and
calming, yeah.
like watching birds, bird watching, anything, like
Freeing.
hugging trees. It's
Could we ask the audience if they have anything?
no, I'm not interested in their.
Well, I would definitely like to, but I'd like to hear what would be in your medicine.
I'm
now that
trying-
you know what it is.
Well, I'm trying to think of it because I
At
don't
least
know.
one thing,
At least one thing that
Right.
would be in my.
medicine bag.
That's really a challenge for me. It really is.
Right.
I really don't know. That I'd have to really,
What
'cause-
about a pen?
I was thinking
Or
your
pencil.
typewriter, but that won't
That's
fit in a
the-
medicine
Well,
bag.
exactly.
Right.
The things that I was
But,
thinking.
you know,
Pen
that
and
would
paper,
be-
pad and paper,
yeah.
or pad and
Oh
paper,
yes,
or something.
absolutely. That
Right.
would be,
Because that's medicine for your soul,
My
and your
picture,
mind.
my kids. Like I have a picture. Like I have it in my bedroom. I have a kid when my kids are little.
I would say photos.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
Very
That-
strong.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely. A picture of my kids, my dogs. I mean, I have after Logan died, Anya had made his paw print and given me that, so I have that. I'm just trying. I have a picture of my very first family dog. Well, that I remember, and when I was little. And yeah, Blondie and my cat. And wait, who you guys say you remembered Blondie and Frida?
Yeah, because you
Blondie.
posted that on Facebook.
Yeah, because it came up in my memories on
Yeah.
Facebook. And Frida was the very first cat that I had, and Blondie, and just that, I was just always an animal lover. So anything I don't know, Judy. It's horrible. It's the two of you are talking. I'm looking
Well,
at
but
such
your
a-
medicine bag could be memories too.
Yes.
You know, it's
Yeah, oh,
it's
yeah.
what you carry within you, and you know what brings you joy. You know, I don't want to sound like Maria Kondo, but does it spark joy?
No, but it's true. No, and I think
Yeah.
about like, you know, just like you said, memories and the things that you were saying, and I'm just like my parents, you know, different things like my father's guitar. My sister has his guitar, which is fine. Somebody has it.
You can't fit that in.
No, I
medicine.
No,
can't fit
exactly, no, but
Yeah.
But you know, just
maybe a pink.
pictures, I guess, would have to be it because
Pictures,
yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Well, how about any of you guys? I'm
anyone
sorry
have
if I
ideas?
insulted you.
It would be pictures.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Because photos are
Oh my gosh, yes.
In my,
timeless
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and has a lot of.
And it's a shame because I don't have, they're all on my phone now, the more recent pictures. Like, I love the physical
Yeah.
pictures. And
Well, I love the old family pictures. Like I have a picture in my apartment. It's my dad when he was 2 years old, sitting with my uncle, and it's like I love old family
well,
photographs.
the one that Judy
It's
made with my
yeah.
dad sitting on a horse.
Yeah.
And I just
Right.
love that picture. I just, and she tricked me because when I was, I forget, I was showing it, we were having lunch. And I went and showed it from my phone. Oh, Carl sent me this, and I showed you. Oh, could you send me that picture? She said, so like, going, okay, I know she loves animals. All right, no, but and that's the gift I got from it. So I just
I know they're special things.
very special.
Yeah.
Anybody else have a medicine bag thing?
well, I keep a quote, a Bible quote in my wallet all the time.
Which
that I
is?
kind of live by. It's, I'll paraphrase it because I don't have it memorized, but basically not to worry about what tomorrow brings, that today has enough of its own problems. And it's kind of like a way for me to kind of put things in perspective.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I keep that with me all the time.
Don't climb the mountain before you get there. Essentially, yeah. So
Yeah.
no need to climb before
Yeah.
you see it.
Yeah. And that, I don't know, maybe this is going off the rails a little bit, but when you said that climbing the mountain, and I know mental health issues is something else, and my heart is breaking because of Twitch.
Oh.
I just, that threw me for a loop. Are you familiar with that? That threw me for a loop because he seems so happy, and his wife and kids, and
He was really young.
he was young, and
40.
it,
He was 41.
it tells me that you don't know when somebody's in that kind of pain. And they did say it can be a seasonal depression.
Yes.
That
That's what's so heartbreaking about it.
it really
You know,
is.
like in another minute, maybe you wouldn't have done that, you know?
Exactly. It's just to hang on to those memories, and I know that so many of his friends are just reeling from this, and it's not just because he's a celebrity, because you know there's the young boy the 15-year-old boy who took his life that just threw me for a loop that I didn't even know that well, but
No,
like
it's definitely an epidemic. You know,
Yeah.
and it like again, it started me thinking this, and I would love to do another segment where we really just dive into our healthcare system, where we dive into more about, taking care of not just our bodies, but
Right.
taking my. I mean, we've all been to doctors more recently, but when has anybody, a physical doctor ever said to you, let me really in depth. What's going on with
Right,
you
right.
in your mental, how are you mentally? How what spiritual? Let's just take it all in, and then the crisis that our mental health system is
Yeah.
facing. I mean, my heart breaks for those who can't afford good quality mental health.
Yeah.
Even with insurance, it's just heartbreaking.
Most of them
to
don't
me.
even take insurance.
Oh, I know they don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't take it,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. For those who can't afford it, it's
Yeah.
just
Food
heartbreaking.
is ready.
Oh yeah, well, that might be a good time to segue out.
Well,
Yeah.
we hope you enjoyed this, and again, we wish you a happy new year.
Build your medicine bags and tell us about it.
Yeah, I'm
We
gonna
would love
build one.
Yeah,
I'm
I would
gonna
like
build
to.
one. I'm gonna do it the traditional way. I'm gonna use the things from nature.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get another little bag. Maybe I'll go back to Panama.
I just love that.
It's expensive.
The next podcast, and I know I said this the last time because I had the dates confused, but we are going to have another guest, and it's Heidi from Yorkie 911. She's going to be talking about rescuing dogs. And she might even bring a few dogs with her.
Might as
So,
well.
yeah, exactly. She's where I got my babies, my Sherlock, I got Lewis, I got Logan, and
And Lacey.
Lacey. Oh, that's right.
I didn't forget Lacey.
I know.
Well,
My
these
girl.
two convinced
her.
me to take Lacey, but that's another story. But
And you're grateful.
and you know, we want to
Say
thank
thank you.
thank you, and thank you,
We're open
audience,
left
both
turn.
on the camera and thank
Thanks for
you.
coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.